This is Jason, Zombie Collector. I believe I have the going live bug. So I'm gonna get on here. It's 8 o'clock, 8:15 East Coast time. So I thought I'd go on here and do this and see if it get any people to check out the video. I know it's Sunday. Probably a lot of us are getting ready for work for tomorrow. Nobody wants to talk about that. But I thought I'd just do a live video and kind of just see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, then I'll probably turn it off. It's no big deal. I thought I'd give it a shot. And so I'm going to get on here and take a look. I did it earlier today at a flea market. I had I believe 2 or 3 people pop on, so that was cool. Hey, what's going on, Hitman? What is up? You're my first maiden voyage from my home live stream. I'm excited. So take it easy on me. Don't hurt me now. But I want to talk a little bit about the Beckett baseball. Do you still use it? Do you ever get that just for kicks and giggles? Look at it, kind of see the articles, or do you just go to eBay? Chilling, that's what I'm showing. You know what I should be doing is having a beer. I should go get myself a beer, but I don't know. That seems like that's so Cubs fan and Bowman 53. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I need to be original. I'll get a glass of milk. But anyways, so I wanted to kind of do a video and just kind of talk about, the Beckett. I have some football and basketball junk era stuff that I'm trying to get rid of. And so I might show some of that also. You might be able to see it on my table here. So I'm trying to get rid of it. I want to trade it for some baseball stuff. I got it in a collection. Yeah, you know what? I understand, dude. I don't know. It's probably the 1980s in me. I still like to get them. I know it's probably so ridiculous. But there is an article in here. Do you do the Topps Living set? Do you get involved in that Topps Living set? I haven't done it yet, but I know a lot of people do. I can't remember if you do it, and then do you get every single week? Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's been your favorite card that you've received from that? Do you have a favorite card that you've got out of that set so far? And now, do you get it every week, or do you just pick and choose the weeks you get it? I gotta get all these cards ready just in case if I end up having an actual decent amount of people show up and want to talk trade. Oh, got another person. I got 2 people. At least 2 people want to hear me talk for a short time. That's good. I decided to bust out the Xavier shirt, showing the guns. Yeah, that Jeter looks pretty sweet. I do like that Jeter as well. I just have to look at these. Somebody popped on and popped on. They were like, screw that guy. I ain't talking to him. I like the Jeter. Is he the only one still in the set that's retired? Have they released anybody new that isn't retired from that set? Oh my gosh, yes, the Mattingly. Are they doing a Mattingly? Well, while you're writing me, I'm going to go ahead and show some cards. I don't know if anybody has any interest. Like I was saying earlier, I got these in a YouTube. I'm sorry. Awesome. I need to get that Mattingly for sure. Oh, I lost maybe it'll let me click on this. Does that work? No? Okay, I don't want to mess with it. All right. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing, how it works, guys. So if anybody's watching this video, I guess later, if it's what's the word, archived, um, you'll know how of an epic failure I am at technology because I can't figure out what's what. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna show this, some of these cards and things, talk maybe a little bit about Ricky. Yep. See, I'm more interested in the retired players. I'll put this down actually because I do want to talk about that. That's a good thing. So I was reading the article here in the Beckett. I know this is probably like a month off. This Beckett, I think there's a newer one out already. But they were talking about the living set, Topps living set, and I thought that the cool thing I liked about it was that they're only going to release one card of a retired player, no matter like Ricky Henderson. You know, he played for like I don't know, 15, 18 teams. I don't know. He played for a lot of teams. But they're not going to show him in different uniforms. They're going to pick him, you know, for the A's or whatever, and that's the uniform he's in. You know, the same would go for, I guess, like a guy like Reggie Jackson, Hank Aaron, those guys. They kind of had iconic, you know, cards or iconic teams they were on. But they're only going to do those guys. If he's shown as an A, I figured as much. That makes the most sense for sure. And I like that. I believe is it only $5 per card on the initial release, and then after that, you know, if you didn't get in on it at $5, it probably was going to go up. If that's my understanding, and so yeah, so I'm already behind. I remember watching Mike O, and he's been getting in on that on the outset, like back in January or February or whatever it started, and he's been showing them off. And I should have started it then because I really like to get a couple of the retired players. So I would like the Otani and the Ichiro because, of course, my Japanese connection. I like that stuff. But I don't know. The retired players, I think, has the most, for me, interest. That Ricky Henderson would be cool. Hank Aaron, Jeter. But, yeah, have they released the Don Mattingly yet, or is that coming up? So you're doing the national then. That means are you heading out on Wednesday or are you going over the weekend? Like when are you going to get there? Right. That's cool. Now, are you driving or are you flying? What I thought you're like East Coast, but I don't know how close you are to Cleveland. Obviously I don't remember. I'm not even gonna attempt to pretend I remember or know. I thought you had said you're East Coast in one of your videos, one of the states up there. So you might not be too far from Cleveland. Oh, you live in Florida? Man, your accent gives me the impression that you're East Coast. So I just thought like you're somewhere up in the New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey area or something. I don't know why, but that's cool. That's cool. I was in Tampa a few months ago. I was in Tampa. Okay, with my son and his mom. We all went to Tampa to go see the Yankees play. Ah, see, I knew it. I knew it. I thought it was New York, but like I said, I wasn't for sure. And with the way the world is today, you don't want to be too matter of fact because that could offend people. So I just don't want to be like, "Hey, you sound like a New Yorker," and then it'd be an issue. So, but we went to Tampa and we went to go see the Yankees do a spring training game against the Orioles at the Tampa Stadium, and it was fantastic. Judge hit a home run. We got to see Didi Gregorius hit a home run and play great. Got to see Chapman like throw, you know, in spring training like 98 miles an hour, just like whipping it in there. That was cool. So I had a great time. I think we're gonna start doing that maybe once a year, trying to get down to Florida, watch a couple spring training games. Behind enemy lines. Uh-oh. I'm glad you made it out safely. That's very important, dude. I'm glad you made it out. You're okay. So that's awesome. What brought you to Florida, if I can ask, if it's not too personal? It feels weird like I'm talking to my phone. Obviously, we're talking, but then I don't know if I want to get too close, too far away. Like I'm just still trying to figure out that dichotomy. I hear that. The wintertime up there is pretty unforgiving. I bet Florida feels like, for real, like a tropical island compared to New York and New Hampshire, Delaware, Connecticut, all that area. I bet it's freezing in the wintertime. What's up, Victor Negron, my friend? How are you doing, brother? Another East Coast guy. I just got we're talking. Me and Hitman are talking about how he fled the East Coast for Florida, so that was pretty cool. I understand Florida. Florida's not my thing as far as a place to live, but for vacation, for sure, I love Florida. I would like to go fishing. Love fishing. I know Yankees represent. Holla. So, but I love to go fishing, so I think Florida would be cool. But like I said, I used to go when I was a kid all the time to Florida. My family has friends, my family has extended family in Largo, Florida, outside of Orlando. So when I was a kid for like 10, 12 years, I was always going to Florida. Oh man, I missed that question. Shoot. I didn't, or maybe not a question, but a statement. Like I told you all, I'm stupid. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Whoops. I don't know if it's gonna like go away. Now I got the top chat thing on. Okay, good. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, the closest I've been to the East Coast on a consistent basis has been in the summer times. I've been up to Baltimore and DC area a handful of times when I was in high school, and then I went there on vacation a couple of times when I was still married with my now ex-wife, and went to go see the Orioles play in Camden Yards. That was cool. Whoa, Tony's here. What's going on? Oh no, Passion for Cars. Matt. Sorry, I thought it was said Sight on Baseball. What's up? Matt! Man, this is awesome. I'm glad I actually have a few people that we can chat. This is cool. It is awesome. You need to do one of these live video chats, Matt, because your accent's awesome. I like to hear you. I can hear you talk out a phone book, like names in the phone book, and I would dig it. I'm telling you, dude, you sound just like Dusty Rhodes. I can't believe I actually have three people. I know that sounds like nothing compared to other people, but honestly, doing this for the first time, just kind of on a whim, with just me talking about nonsense, it's cool. Well, not nonsense, but maybe to other people's nonsense. I'm having a great time. Man, so Matt, did you pull up Dusty Rhodes and listen to him speak yet? Like on a YouTube video, you got to do it. The American Dream. Man, dude, it is like crazy. I love live chats too. I did it for the first time today. I'm like such a noob as I'm sweating like a pig at my house, but like I like just all the years when I lived in Japan, like no one ever had an air conditioner, so I just get used to it. So nothing like seeing a fat, sweaty guy talk about baseball cards. I'm sure it's super appealing, but I just kind of just live this life. I just kind of get accustomed to it and whatever. But yeah, man, you should definitely go live, man. That'd be awesome. I did it for the first time today. Thought it went actually pretty well, so I thought I'd do it again. Are you all able to hear me okay? Am I speaking too loud, too soft? Is like the picture quality, like you see everything? All the chicks love your. Oh yeah, total man. I mean, like, thank God I got my doors locked because if everybody in the neighborhood heard this vocals here and seeing these guns, you might end up seeing like something illegal happen here on this video. Okay, cool, 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 awesome. Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry about that here in the Hoosier State. There's not going to be any uh, shocking behavior. I think we're pretty safe. So the only thing I have to worry about is a deer trying to come through my door possibly because all of a sudden they are showing up. Good, good, yeah. You think I should turn it this way? I think I did that this first time when we did the video. I did the video this afternoon, and then it was like really thin. And some people said that it was like kind of hard to see, or it was like a lot of the screen was not there. What's up, Justin? What is going on, brother? I'm in Indiana, guys. So some of you all know, I'm sure. I don't know if so I'm sure some of you all heard me talk about it, and especially my first few videos from way back when, way back in the olden days. I was talking about being in Indiana or growing up in Indiana, but I live outside of Indianapolis, Indiana, but I'm actually from the Louisville, Kentucky area, right outside of Louisville in the Indiana side, southern Indiana. So that's where I'm from. I moved back here from Japan back in 2012. Oh yeah, man. My family and I go to Notre Dame football game every year. Actually, I just got off the phone with my dad yesterday, and we're talking about going to see a football game, hopefully sometime in October or November. So we're gonna try to go. I missed the thing. Shoot. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn. Let me look at these chats. Yeah, this is the hot spot tonight. I doubt that, but thanks. Yeah, my family, we grew up Notre Dame football fans. This will be interesting. Let me ask you all this question. Tell me the truth. So, I don't feel like this in pro sports, but in college, do you ever have a football team that you like that's from another school and then a basketball team from another school? Or do you have to be like only an IU fan or only like a Florida State fan or only like a Duke fan? Because growing up in Indiana, my family, it was Notre Dame football and IU basketball. And I've been getting a lot of grief on one of my actually cousins' friends on Facebook was like, you're one of those people? How can you be a fan of football of one team and a basketball of another team? And I never felt like that's weird. Is that weird? Or do you all do that? Or is that like, I shouldn't do that. I should have my head examined. Yeah, I've never been to the Indianapolis 500. I've always wanted to go. Yeah, I mean, I should say, well, let me finish my thought. I've never been to the Indianapolis 500. I'm new to the area. Well, I've been here since 2012 ish. Never been to the 500. I want to go. Everybody around here always tailgates. That's their big thing. Most Indianapolis people, or Naptown, as you may have heard, if you're a local and been here since the dawn of time, they don't go to the actual state racetrack. They go to the Snake Pit, I think it's called, and do the like the parking lot party experience, not the actual race itself. It's kind of like going, like I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, or outside of Louisville on the Indiana side, and then there's the Derby, but all the locals would go to the Oaks. So if you lived in Louisville, you'd go to the Oaks and let all the rich people go to the Derby the next day. So it's kind of like that here, which is funny because the locals kind of know the know, and apparently that's the way it is. So that's what I kind of found out. So, but I need to go to one of them. I need to go. I mean, I'm right here. I might as well go. I'm like less than an hour, maybe 45 minutes from the track. So I should definitely give it a shot sometime. See what happens. Let me check out these chats. Whoops, shoot. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Like which like yeah, who's fan? Me too, man. I love Notre Dame. Yeah. Japan. That's cool, man. I don't want to bore everybody to death. I probably everybody would leave if I start talking about Japan too much. Or so. But the short of it is, I love Japan. I started going in 1998. In this brief overview, I taught English there. And as you all probably have seen my videos, my son's half Japanese. My ex-wife's Japanese. We met in college, and so I started going there in '98. And we would go off and on until 2012. So, like, 12 years? Something like that. Not 14 years. Off and on. But 12 years consistently, I guess I should say. So, 98 was the first time. And then I started going until 2012 when we moved back. But it's awesome. I always tell everybody, if you've ever heard me speak about it, or if you knew me in my real life, like out, not on YouTube, I always tell everybody, if you ever get a chance to go abroad anywhere in the world, pick Japan because it's the most amazing experience. You don't need to know Japanese. Everybody treats you great. But yeah, it's awesome. No, I was in a city called Fukuoka. Now, Okinawa is considered a part of Kyushu, which is where I lived. But I was in Fukuoka, so I was in the southernmost island. Japan is shaped like a J, kind of. And so I was in the southernmost island. So I was at the very bottom. And Okinawa was a little bit off from that because it's like a true island paradise, where I lived more like it was, I don't know. It's probably more like you think of Ireland. Like, it's not like its own. It's an island, but you don't have to be necessarily around the ocean. Like, I would go months and never see the ocean because it wasn't like I was like on the ocean. If I drove far enough out to the ocean as far as I could see, but where I was at, I never saw the ocean unless I was mindful about making the trip out. It was definitely cool. I went fishing when I lived in South Korea. It was cool to fish in South Korea, which I know it's not Japan. And just to have that experience, I have some friends I knew from church and I used to do missionary work in South Korea, and they were like, let's go fishing. Went fishing and was catching all these fish in South Korea at night. It was cool. It was a cool experience. It was dark, and I was around all these Korean guys in this kind of rough area of South Korea, not too far from the DMZ, and we're out there just fishing and fishing. I'm like, any minute now, a bomb's gonna go off, or somebody's gonna get shot through the trees. And I was kind of always like scared. They're like, "There's nothing to worry about, Jason. We're fine." And I'm just like, maybe not for you all, but I don't know, man. I'm just sitting there like a big old sign on me, like, "Look, I'm an American standing out here in the middle of lake fishing at midnight with a couple flashlights." So, anyways, but it was a good experience. Anybody else going to nationals? Anybody going to nationals? I know Hitman said he's going, I believe. Anybody else doing nationals this year? Or not this? Well, yeah, I guess this year. Look at my hair. It's like I'm like a little like I'm in a boy band. Look at me. Like, all these people talking about the nationals is like totally making me like super jealous. I planned on going, but my son tried out for his 10U baseball team on yesterday, and we're finding out the results this week. And then he has fall baseball starting, I believe, this coming weekend or coming up soon. And school starts back for him next week. So if I left for like 3 or 4 days, it probably wasn't be the best time. So unfortunately, I won't be making it either. Next year, though, it's in Chicago, much closer to Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah. So I'm almost positive I'm going to go next year. I'm going to probably go, if I can, the entire time, Wednesday through Sunday or whatnot. We should. I'm up for it. I mean, maybe not every night because people get probably tired of talking, listen to me speak or whatever. They probably end up being like, dude, I was so excited when Hitman showed up with this one. I was like, one person showed up. He might only last for a minute, but at least he decided to hang out for a minute. That's cool. So, anyways, yeah, I never did this before. I might start doing like pack breaks live. This is cool. Next year, for sure. All right, what's up, Isman? Now, that's another New Yorker right there, right? I think New York or New Jersey, right, man? Yeah, you're right. Steve did come on all the time. Is man. I like your video, dude. Atlantic City. Yeah. I might go if I go next year and it goes well because Chicago is close to home. Close to home. I'll probably try if I go and it's a good experience. I'll probably start going more regularly. But like I said, I have so many things going on. Boston, there we go. Boston. Sorry, you're probably like screw that guy. Freaking Midwesterner doesn't know the difference between a New York accent and a Boston accent. I apologize, sir. But yes, Boston, yes. Dude, I love your videos, man. I just got turned on to you. I think you found me first, but totally dig your stuff, man. Totally dig your stuff. Kind of like with Matt, um, I like I like the accents. For a guy who traveled around the world, I've been all around Asia, and I have friends from all different backgrounds, and I just enjoy that. So I love to listen to different people's accents. It's just like a thing for me. So, yes, sir, man, totally awesome. Oh, I missed something. What about Russo? What? Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Return I can't pick up Russo. There we go. We can do it. Let's go. I'll go to Atlantic City. I'll fly in. I heard it. Is it hard to fly into Atlantic City? Is it easy to get there? I thought I heard somebody say it's hard to get there. Maybe that was Mike, baseball collector. Did he say it's hard to get to Atlantic City, or is it an easy access from flying in? Does anybody know? Anybody East Coast people know the answer to that question? Is it pretty easy to get there though, even driving in? I mean, it's not too hard. I've seen Boardwalk Empire. All right, man. See you later, dude. Thanks for stopping by. I've seen Boardwalk Empire, and I know Nucky, he'll shoot somebody in the face. So I don't want to take a shot to the face by him or Chalky. So I know we're kind of past the teetotaling days, but that kind of got me scared for, Irish Mafia, the Italians. So, anyways, but yeah, Atlantic City, is that 2020, right? Okay. So it's only okay. My favorite baseball designer set. Good question. Man, I really like. If I could go back, I really enjoy not go back, but I really dug the 1985 Donruss design. I like the 1987 Donruss design. I know everybody talks about tops, and I love tops, but if I had to pick, I thought those were cool. Um, I I was born in 1978, so 1978 tops kind of has an affinity for me. My dad, when I was born, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think I could pick one set. My dad has this tradition he does, which is like amazing, that every time one of his kids were born, he buys that set of the year they were born. And so I have a 1978 top set he bought for me, my brother, actually my sister, I think. He bought one for her. He bought one for my son. So yeah, for the years they were born. So 78 tops holds a near place to my heart. I love what is the Black Beauty? What series was that? 1970 tops, Black Beauty. I think those are beautiful. I think 75 tops with all the different colors. I think I showed on one of my videos from a few weeks ago that Vita Blue that had that, I believe, pink top and blue bottom. So beautiful. Yes, 1971. Okay. Those, I think, are really cool looking sets. What about you guys? What are some of your favorite sets? Yep, Thurman Munson rookie card, you're right. What are some of your favorite years on sets? Because I mean, this is something we could talk about for a while. I got an idea. What about anybody has a favorite? Is this anybody's favorite? No, it is not anybody's favorite. It's not even the designer's favorite. The mom of this designer probably thinks it's crappy. I should just break some of this on camera just now, just for kicks and giggles. Let me get that out of the way. Whoa, almost dropped it. 60 tops. Yep, that's not too shabby. Let me take a look and see if I can have any of like, if I have any 80s stuff. Vintage for, not yet, 2011 update diamond anniversary. Vintage for me, 1955, most definitely. Oh, I always thought this was a cool set. I think it's 87 Fleer. Sometimes I get my years mixed up, so sorry. But this is actually, this little binder here is, I kid you not, I had this since I was a little kid, probably like 5, 6, 7 years old. And I used to put rookie cards in here. Now, I did probably about 15 years ago throw a couple more modern day guys in here to fill it up. But this is like has been unscathed since I was a kid. So you can kind of see like where my passions were when I was when little Jason was on here. Can you all see that? I don't know if you all can see that. So some of these like 1987 Fleer, I totally dig that. The 89 Upper Deck. I like those big old cards. Remember John Olerud rocking the helmet on first base? But this is 87 Fleer. All those 1980, 84 and 85 top, still Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. Maybe I have them backwards. I can't. I think that's 85. Yes. Yes. You got. This is fun, man. I hope you all having fun because this is just me being a nerding out with some of my buddies apparently. So here's some more of this. I'm going to show this video. I'm actually going to do like a binder video for this probably down the road. I got some stuff over here I'm going to talk about down the road, but I'll give you all a sneak peek. So anyways, you see that? I just love the 87 Donruss. We were talking about that. That's just, I've always enjoyed that set. I don't know why. I just dug it. See if there's anything else in here. Oh, Frank Thomas rookie card. Right here. A couple of his rookies. Nerds unite. I can agree with that. I can. Here's some more. Do you all think he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame this year? Or this coming year, now that we just got out of this one? Mike Mussina. Do you all think Mussina's going to make it? Yay or nay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What about Larry Walker? Do you all think Larry Walker will make it to the Hall of Fame? Yeah, yeah, you definitely need to hurry up. Jim Abbott, man. Jim Abbott. Trout for sure. I think Moose gets in. Wow. I think Trout pretty much has it under lock now. Yeah, I do too. I think he does too. I think Larry Walker has a little bit of a cloud around him with possibly being, I think he was indicated. I know I'm doing a lot of air quotes. So that's just my style. I need to stop at PED or juicing time. But also the whole thing with him being a Rockies for so long and getting those home runs with the Rockies. I think that people have that as a reason why he shouldn't make it in. I don't know much about all that stuff. I don't really get too much into like a lot of why or why not as far as Larry Walker is concerned. Like I don't know much about Walker to speak to that. But I just think that definitely Moose should be getting in. I think he should be in hopefully next year, if I'm not mistaken. Raleigh fingers. You know what I thought was interesting? When I first found Snoop's channel, Oh, mustache. Yeah, yeah. He definitely should be in the Hall of Fame for the mustache, without a doubt. Without a doubt. When I was a kid growing up, one of my friends' dads, when we used to play baseball, he rocked that Raleigh Fingers mustache, and I remember thinking, he looks like somebody I've seen before, and I didn't know I couldn't because Raleigh Fingers was kind of like not a player when I was growing up. He was already retired, but he used to rock that mustache when we were playing, and he'd be speaking and talking and be moving around, and I just couldn't focus because his little mustache was always up and down. That is best mustaches in baseball history. Somebody who's a lot more technically savvy than myself should do that video. But I was saying to them, Xavier Snoop, when I first found his channel, I was really surprised that one of his big things was Raleigh Fingers. Have you all seen? Did you all know that he was a big Raleigh Fingers collector? And he had probably like a few months where he was just like collecting all the Raleigh Fingers stuff. Matt, yeah, that's a good list of mustaches. What about that? Was it Victor Gamble with a big old afro? But he had like a pretty epic mustache too. He played for the Yankees. I think his last name's Gamble, but he had a pretty rocking stash too. Wade Boggs, yeah. I sometimes when Boggs went to the Yankees, I started getting. If you just look at their cards at a glance, they look so much Oscar Gamble, right? If you look at a Boggs and a Mattingly card during the '90s, sometimes they look like they're the same person if you're not paying attention. You know, they're in the pinstripes, obviously the mustache and the dark hair. And I remember there's a couple of times I grab a Don Mattingly card and we'll put it in my. Then I'm like, hold on, wait, that says Wade Boggs. Whoops. Let me get that. Mike Greenwell. Yes, Mike Greenwell. I'm trying to think of who else had rocking stashes. Well, heck, let me look at this little binder right here. My little binder. See if there's any guys rocking a stash from the 80s that I can think of. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm looking if I can see anybody doing any mustaches. So far, no. I just got a Greenfield rookie coat. That's awesome. Rafael Palmeiro, he had a nice stash going. Now that I just pulled that up. What about Benicio Santiago? Look at that stash. Rookie Cup for the win, I say. Eckersley, yes. What about that Kurt Schilling? It's like a 6-year-old kid who's trying to grow a mustache. Yes. Keith Hernandez, definitely legendary stash. That's a good point. I completely forgot about him, yes. Eck, definitely. I'm trying to think of who else. Like, that's such a... Thurman Munson, did we already talk about him? Maybe somebody mentioned him, but Thurman Munson had a nice big old bushy stash as well. Oh, man, I'm trying to think of people with mustaches that were, like, pretty epic. But, yeah, I think we got a good list going, guys. Somebody who's a lot more, like I said, savvy than me should do a mustache video. I don't know if Killer Brew did. I don't remember that he did, but that doesn't say anything. Just because, I was like too close for comfort. I was like coming in. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Dave Kamen, Dwight Evans, yes, Dwight Evans. What about Robin Yount, Michael Jack Schmidt? Yeah, Victor, I hear that. I have like 7 in the pipeline. I did one just a minute ago not a minute ago. It's been 40 minutes ago, apparently. I can't believe this video's been going for 40 minutes. But Bill Buckner, yes. But I have like 7 in the pipeline. I'm in, the weeks that I have a lot going on with my son's baseball, or just life stuff, I try to have a couple in the backup so I could put a couple out during the week, or at least 1 or 2. That way I don't have like too long of a period of time. Because I had a problem. I think I didn't get a lot of momentum going early on. and maybe you all know about this. I started doing videos, I think, in around April, March or April. I could go back and look when I started doing videos, but I would do like one a week or one every week and a half, and you know that it's kind of hard to get traction going when you're only doing one every week or two. And maybe I was doing a little bit more, but it wasn't very consistent. Then over the last 2 months, I've been doing like 2 or 3 a week, and that's been like getting a lot more like traction. I feel like that's probably the way to do it. So I've been trying to keep content coming, and you know it may not be as a lot of people might not be as interested in every single thing I'm doing, which is totally fine. But it's trying to get some more content out there, so that's what I'm trying to do. I thought somebody said Wally Joyner. I was like, Wally Joyner didn't have a mustache, not to my knowledge. But somebody said Wally Moon. Wally Moon? Hold on, wait. Is Wally Moon a baseball player? Oh, Warren Moon is who I'm thinking. Warren Moon. I was like, hold on, wait, what? Warren Moon? But like, Warren Moon had a mustache, but I was like, didn't he play football? Eddie freaking Murray. Yes! How can we forget Eddie Murray? Jeez. What's wrong with my life? Eddie Murray. Has anybody ever had an experience with Eddie Murray? I have heard, like in real life, like he is not the kindest of individuals to deal with. I've never met the guy, so I don't know. Oh, you know who had another epic mustache? George Foster. He rocked a stash for quite a few years. So, Dave Winfield, man, how could I forget Winfield? Yes, Dave Winfield rocked the stash big time. You know who never rocked a stash? You know, we forgot somebody. I just thought about it. Andre Dawson rocked the stash, the Hawk. He did have the mutton chops. That's right. I met George Foster at a baseball game a couple years ago with my son. He came and signed for free at a Indianapolis Indians game, and he was clean shaven then. It kind of threw me for a loop because the last image I have of him is like late 70s, early 80s. So, but yeah, it was the mutton chops were awesome, man. Who was the who we forgot about? Willie Stargell. Willie Stargell rocked the stash, man. All those Pirates did back then. Willie Stargell had an epic mustache as well. What was Willie Stargell's name? Nickname Pop? Was that his nickname? I can't remember. That's his nickname. I want to say it was Pop. You all can correct me if I was wrong. All right, man. Jameson, yeah, I'll if I got people on, I'll probably just stay on, keep talking until everybody has to cut it out. I mean, it's whatever. Pops, that's it. Yeah, Pops. I knew it was something like that. So, anyways, anything you want to talk about? Do you all have any other questions? I don't want it to be we can talk about mustaches all day long too. I'm totally fine. Anybody else have any topics they want to talk about? It doesn't have to be about me. My stage, we just talk about whatever. I know. How can we not talk about Reggie Jackson? You're exactly right. We should all be ashamed of ourselves. Reggie Jackson, aka Mr. October. Nope. Actually, it's funny you asked because I initially wanted to do this video for a part of just trying to do a trade with somebody. People, because I have a lot of baseball and basketball cards I'm trying to get rid of in a trade. So I'm trying to see if people want to do a trade or not because I got a bunch of like basketball. I did a couple like Facebook sales and I was trying to buy baseball and this came with it. So I've been trying to get rid of stuff. Yeah, Aaron Judge, what happened with his injury, guys? I don't know what happened. I don't know. A card I don't have, but I would love to own. That's a great question. Honestly, it's probably Mattingly's Donruss 80, what, 5, 84, what is it, 85, no, 84 Donner S, I think. I love it. I don't own that card. I want that card. I also want the Ichiro um, Bowman Chrome, and also the tops traded with him and Pujols. Those are some of my top ones. And I want them in good condition. I don't care if they're graded or not. I don't care about that. But yeah, those are the things I want. Well, hey, Victor, I can show you all kinds of 90s stuff if you're interested in it because I have zero interest in all this stuff. So, oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, he fractured his wrist. 84 Donruss, yes. So those are some of my favorite. What about you guys? What are some of your favorite wants? Like you don't have them, you want them, like of your baseball collection. Man, look at my hair, like crazy, man. It's like I almost said it's awesome, but it's really like disturbing. Let me put it down some. No, maybe I'll keep it up. Maybe I just don't care. What are some of your all's wants? I can't believe he's hurt 3 weeks, man. Well, it's better to have him be injured now and be back on the mend before the playoffs. So get healthy, get back on track, and then be ready to crush some bombs come October. Clemente, he's another one. Yep, I would like to get a Clemente rookie. Another one I want. 55 Koufax, yep. I would like to get a Pee Wee Reese rookie card. I believe I want to say 45, maybe 46 Pee Wee Reese. I can't remember his rookie year, but I would like to get get one of his as well. That's going to be kind of hard. Pee Wee Reese is from Louisville, Kentucky. I was born in Louisville, raised in Southern Indiana. We already talked a little bit about this, but I kind of like the idea that Pee Wee Reese. If you watch one of my videos, I think it was the response to Blake, Dustin and Blake. I put Pee Wee Reese on there as one of the top 10, and because of that reason, I just think he's awesome. I would love to get one of him. I hope you got those Bernie Sanders I sent you. I don't know if you need any of those cards, but I thought I sent you some Bernie Sanders. 11 Trout. Did you say you got rid of some of those or something? I can't remember. I thought you said that. Somebody said they got rid of those Trouts, and then like 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's like those same cards are like thousands of dollars or something. I can't remember. Was that you? Bernie Sanders. Yeah, feel the burn. Man, those Bernie Sanders cards, you better get them now. Okay. I couldn't remember that was you. And somebody said, maybe that was Mike or Ed, Wesker Griffin. I think one of them said that they had 4 or 5 Trout rookie cards, and then it was like about 3 or 4 years ago, they ended up selling them for like $100 or something. And now those same cards are like 1,000 or thousands, I don't know. And they're just like, what in the world happened? Why did I get rid of them? It happens. That's what happens. It's just a part of the game, unfortunately. But if Bernie Sanders ends up going MLB, I'll get his rookie card. I'm not going to let that happen. Yeah, I think it might have been Ed. Yeah, Wesker Griff. Oh, hold on, wait. What? No, I lost the thing. There we go. Excuse me. For $1. All right, man. See you guys. See you. Is it Matt? Sorry, cut out. Yep, Matt. See you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it, brother. Take care. Stay classy. It's down to us 3, I believe, after Matt shimmies off. If y'all want to keep going, we can. I don't want y'all to feel obligated. It's not going to hurt my feelings if y'all want to call tonight. It's getting 9 o'clock. I'm more than happy to keep going. We can keep chatting up the room. I'm totally fine with that, but I don't want people just to be here and just be like, all right, dude. The original 3? What? It's like the 3 Amigos. Remember that movie back in the 80s with Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin? The 3 Amigos. They have their like dance move. They're like, huh, 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 huh. Yeah, that's a little magic for you all out there. Yes. So let me ask you guys, what's one video you all have not done yet, but you really want to do? Either subject matter or maybe like a location somewhere. Like, what is something that you really want to do? It's on your list, but you haven't done it yet. Either because you just, I don't want to give this, what's a video that you all haven't done, but you want to do? Yeah, I hear that. I need to do it. I'm almost at 100 subs. I think I'm at around 88. I've picked up some steam over the last couple of weeks. I think between all the shout outs I've been given to me by a few people out there. And then, like I said, I've been building lots of content over the last month or two and like really pushing vids. I'm almost at 100, and that's a pretty big milestone. So I'm kind of like with you. I'm thinking about probably doing like 100 sub video. I just need to find the right thing to like give away. Like, like I'm such a collector. It's kind of sucks because I don't really want to give away something. I know that sounds so like cheap or chintzy or petty maybe, but I'm just kind of that way. That's gonna be an epic video. You might end up needing a videographer or like something going on. Yeah, I'm the same way. I never thought in a million years I'd have anywhere near 100 subscribers. It was funny because my son has his YouTube channel that he does with like Fortnite videos, and for the longest time he had like 12 or 13 subs or something. It's probably all his friends from school or whatever, and he had like like 7 or 8 more than me for like the longest time. And he was like, "I got more subs than you, Dad," and I'm like, I don't even think of those terms. But then all of a sudden I started gaining some momentum, and then now my son goes around telling all his friends like, "My dad has 80 something subscribers," and then all their friends are like, "Oh my gosh." And it's funny because I'm like, yeah, I'm almost at 100 subs. Like, I can't believe it. It's something I never even thought of. I was like, honestly, if you listen to my first few videos, I'd always talk about, well, at least my mom's out there and hopefully she's watching my videos and she'll like give me a like. And now I'm at almost 100. So it's kind of crazy to think in just 5, 6 months, 7 months, whatever, it's changed that much. Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I never did it for the numbers. It's just something that happens. Obviously, if you have content that people want to watch, they're gonna keep coming back, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. I never thought about the numbers too. I will tell you this. I do find it interesting now because before I never even looked, and I still don't really look honestly all that much. But I probably like once a week I'll just check because I do want to look for about 100 because I kind of want to do something for 100 videos. So I probably need to get that together because I'm, like I said, in the high 80s now. So I do need to probably do that. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So let me ask you all this. How many subs do you two have a piece? Like, what is your sub, to your knowledge, what is it? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's become a sickness. Like I look forward to and try to find more content to do. And, some things are hits and some things are misses, and that's fine. Like you're not going to find, everybody's not going to like everything. It happens. But what about you guys? What are you all at sub-wise? Because I have a follow-up question after I ask you all. Like I have an ulterior motive. 220, 370. Okay. So then you all know. So I know that a lot of people do. Obviously, we all are we all probably do like giveaway videos. Like we do response videos for giveaways. We ourselves maybe will do a giveaway video. But I don't know if it's just me, but it's kind of like, I don't know, me personally doing a giveaway video, like I was saying, like I said, I want to do one because I feel like it's the right thing to do, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm gonna do this like giveaway with like in a car that I actually like. I'm not just want to give away crap that I don't want. So I'm actually wanting to do a giveaway that's gonna be something nice. But then like only like 5 to 10 people watch or at least like or comment on my videos regularly. But I have like 88, close to 100 subscribers. But 90% of those people, 80% of those people don't even make a comment, don't like. I mean, apparently I have a lot of people watch videos, as you all probably do as well. But I don't really, I mean, like, I'm doing a sub video for like my 6 best buds online or something. It's kind of weird. It's like, just tell me what you want, I'll just give it to you. Instead of doing a subscription thing. I don't know. Does it sound funny or silly? Does it make sense what I'm saying? I don't know. It's kind of like, hey guys, you already know who I am and what I'm all about, and you already know I'm at 100 subs. But let's go ahead and give you something for free, anyways. I don't know. Yeah, I do CPs, man. I love that. Well, Victor, I believe, was the first person who ever did that, if I'm not mistaken. No, Steve was, and then Victor. But yeah, I love that. I mean, I haven't done that many. It was Steve, Victor, and Jeremy, Card Dreamer. And not that I'm like trying to get people to give me care packages. It's not even about that. I know that's not what you're saying either. But to me, it's like people who actually watch your videos and listen to what you have to say, they want to give you something. And I think that's awesome. And, some of us have things that people probably really do want. And some of us have things that, people like and they appreciate, but it's like, yeah, I already have 30 of those, but thank you. So, yeah. So, I completely agree about doing the videos. And then, like, I just enjoy the conversation. I'm not really about, like, trying to get, like, 400 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers. If that happens, great. But I'm not trying to, like, get people to watch my channel because, like you just said, most of the people, it's only, you only get between 5 to 10, 15 people who make comments, maybe, and that's it, even though you might have hundreds of subscribers. I mean, like, some of my videos, it looks like I have like 20 comments, but that's because I comment on everybody's comment. So it looks like there's a lot of people blowing up my comment tabs or whatever, but it's really just me responding. So yeah, I do too. I mean, I'd much rather do care packages too, because I think Steve's like the perfect example. And you all probably agree. I mean, even you, Victor, as well. I think, you all have specific likes. You like Puerto Rican players. Steve likes Carter. So it should belong in your collection. Not that I don't have any interest, but I don't have any connection with that. So I'm okay with giving those away to somebody. So I'm like, they should be in your collection by all means. So anyways, I totally agree. We have another person in the chat, it looks like, but they haven't announced themselves. Can I see who it is? Does it let me see? Apparently not. Or I'm just, like I said, I can't figure it out. Hide all chat messages. Nope, I don't want to do that. So anyways, hello, is it Tyler Rainey? What's up? Hello. We're just talking about subscribers, care packages. We do it for the love of the hobby, not necessarily to try to get a bunch of subs. You have any input on that? Like, where are you at? I'm over here sweating, as you can see, but I'm doing it for the love of the hobby. We've been on for an hour, guys. We had a couple people show up and did some talking with us. We had is it Jameson and Matt in here? Oh yeah, totally. If it wasn't for shipping being, and even though shipping's not a lot, but if you do 3 or 4 packages a week, it gets expensive. I think we all do. That's called a sickness, man. It's called an addiction. Yeah, I agree. I'd actually asked, I don't know if you all were in the chat that they did with Mike, baseball collector. He did with Ray from Philly, and I forgot who the other person was. I want to say maybe Mike O. I can't remember. But I asked them, about their subs and like, do they talk about different topics? And they said, they just stick to baseball because it's so hard. Like they were just saying, like it just gets to be too much. If you talk about other topics and like you make it more than just about baseball, it gets to be like just too much to deal with. And I kind of noticed that as well. So I kind of just don't want to do even more maintenance with my channel. Just stick it with the hobby, not trying to like do like three or four or five different things on my channel. Just stick with baseball. I might do some of the autograph hobby type stuff, but that might not be baseball related, but it's hobby related, and but not get too deep in the woods with like doing three or four things on my channel and trying to keep up with the maintenance of all that. Can I bring this around maybe? Hmm. My battery's getting low, so I thought I'd try to charge it. So let me see if there's a. Oh, whoops. This is what happens when you do a video. I'm sorry, guys. Let me try to. I'm like all over the place. It's like. Let me try. You look. There's my finger and the fan. Oh my gosh, this is like the worst. Sorry. You all probably throwing up at your computers right now on your phones. Okay. I think it's charging. Hold on. It's back to charging. I'm so sorry, I know. Let's see if I can do it sideways. Oh my gosh. Nope, that's not it. Let's try this. I'm trying to get it situated. Is that better? I don't know. Let me see. Can you all see me okay like this? What does this look like? Whoa, I'm like way too close. Is this? Everybody, people, everybody probably jump ship, but after that. Anything goes, no kidding. I love the rawness of it. Oh my gosh, I'm turned sideways now. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, what about this? Is that better? Okay, that's better. All right, guys. Sorry, I had to like. Now I'm like at an angle, like I'm sliding through something. I think I lost somebody. Poor Tyler probably was like, "This guy's a moron." Like, what in the heck? But I think he asked. I don't even know who asked that question. I apologize. I'm gonna go back and look. I feel like such a moron now. I love the rawness of this. That cracks me up. I think you all know my teams. I'm a Yankees fan and a Reds fan. I mentioned this in my videos, but as most of you all know, dude, I like seriously need a haircut. Like, look at this. But anyways, um, as I mentioned in one of my videos before, as you all probably have heard, Don Mattingly is one of my favorite baseball players ever. Him and Barry Larkin, and um, so because of that reason, I'm a Yankees fan and a Reds fan. I'm probably more of a Reds fan because I grew up with the Reds as a kid, being so close to Cincinnati. But I love their Yankees in the 80s and 90s because of Don Mattingly. So I still have a huge affinity, if that's the right word, for the Yankees still today. So I love the Yankees. Don Mattingly was so wonderful and kind to me as a kid and and my family when we used to go visit him at his restaurant. I mean, I mean, he could have been playing for the Kansas City Royals, and I'd be saying how great the Kansas City Royals are. So it doesn't really matter. Um, he just happened to play for the Yankees, so it worked out fine that way. So I just want to check. My phone keeps saying the battery's low, but I'm fine. That's the reason why I plugged it up, and so that's why now I'm all tilted. But as long as you all can see this beautiful face, that's all that matters. So if you all, I know both of you guys are Yankees fans, but if you weren't a Yankees fan, who would you be a fan of? What team would you be a fan of if it wasn't the Yankees? If the Yankees didn't exist, who would you pick? We are all a bit tilted. I like that. That might be my new Facebook post or like team. Oakland A's. Ooh, that's tough. I like that. Yeah, Oakland A's. All right, so you and Tony, psyched on baseball, will have that in common. So what do you think, Victor? Who would be your team? Not like an old, not an old team, but like modern day team. You can't be like Brooklyn Dodgers. Who would be your team if it wasn't for the Yankees being there? I like to hear what you all have to say. Well, heck, if we keep going much later, some of the West Coast people might pop on, or people on the Central time because it's what 9 o'clock our time, guys. You like younger underdog teams, yeah. I could tell you probably if it wasn't for the Yankees, right? I do think that's the problem nowadays with players nowadays and the system. And I mean, I don't want to get too off the rails here, but it's all about the money. And there's no loyalty to baseball teams anymore. There's no loyalty to your team. You know, that's the thing I always hate. Yes, I agree. They players change teams so much now that it kind of takes away from the fun of it. I don't really feel like, um, I can get excited about a team anymore because there's changed so much. Like I think a good example is Joey Votto. I'm sure he could have left by now, but he decided to stay with the Reds, and I respect that. I'm a Reds fan, um, and he could have left a long time ago. He's been with the Reds since his rookie year. Um, I'm sorry, my son's baseball coach keeps sending text messages out, so it's like cutting off your all's messages. It's hard for me to see. Sorry. Let me get back in here and see what it says. Yeah, I agree with you, Victor. I kind of agree with you too, Hitman. The Pirates would be a team that I followed if it wasn't for the Reds in the National League for sure. I'm in Indianapolis now, and the Indianapolis Indians are the Pittsburgh Pirates AAA team, which I'm sure most of us might know that. I don't know. And so I do follow them. So I would probably say the Pirates would be my favorite team if it wasn't for the Reds in the National League for sure. But I do agree with you, Victor, that with no team loyalty or no player loyalty anymore, it's kind of hard to get excited. Yeah, I think that's right about Votto. Like Votto's been with the Reds now for a decade or longer now. He's been there since like what 2008 maybe, something like that, 2009. I can't remember how long he's been with the Reds, but yeah, I agree. And I mean they're paying him good money, so it's whatever I guess. But he's one of the few people nowadays that's staying with the team. Like if the Reds offer him a fair contract, he will stay. A lot of teams, I think, offer megastars fair contracts. They just want more. It is the nature of the beast. So whatever. Rookies out. Oh wait, I thought he was in 08 or 09. So I'm glad I was in the ballpark. So the ballpark. But yeah. But Votto is kind of like a throwback. He's like Brooks Robinson. He was always there. Cal Ripken Jr. A lot of those guys, they stayed with the same team. Barry Larkin, Derek Jeter. So, you have guys that, it doesn't happen as much, especially nowadays. But as Victor said, it's kind of hard to get excited about a specific team because they ship around their guys so much, or the players themselves move on to bigger money. Like, it kind of sucks because Andrew McCutchen, talking about the Pirates, he'd been with them since AAA. Like, he's been there from the beginning. Like, he was brought in as a Pirate, to my knowledge. I know he was at the AAA because I've seen him. Yeah, exactly, right there. But yeah, and so, for me, it sucks because I thought for sure McCutcheon was going to retire as a Pirate, and then he was gone, and I'm just like, and I don't know all the stuff behind. I don't know if that was a McCutcheon decision or that was a Pirate decision or it was a combination of both. I'm not for sure about all that. You all might know better than me, but that was like, he's going to retire as a Pirate, and then now he's a Giant. So Longoria, exactly, he should be. I'm hoping they kind of do what Ichiro did. Maybe they'll get to go back towards the end of their career and kind of finish up a season there, or something, just retire, kind of like what Griffey Jr. did with the Seattle Mariners as well. He kind of, he was with the Reds for 10 seasons, and then he went to the White Sox for like about a day or two, and then he went back to the Mariners to retire. So I would like to see that for McCutcheon and Longoria, because I think both of them deserve that kind of send off. But who knows? Because the Tampa Bay Rays never really had a franchise player. Am I wrong? I mean, would you say they have a franchise player? I don't think so. Longoria is the franchise player. Yeah, Votto, I agree. Votto's going to retire a Red. I cannot believe he would leave at this point. He would have already left by now. As you all even said, he wants to be in a smaller market. The Reds are a pretty small market team there. I mean, my friend was at a Reds game this past weekend, and he took some video of it for me because I couldn't make it out to the game. He went there with some colleagues and from work, and nobody was at the Reds game. Nobody was at the Reds game, and they were playing the Cardinals. So I mean, the Cardinals are not. I mean, they have a huge fan base. I mean, usually when you go to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, there are more fans of the opposite team than there are Reds fans. It's crazy. I've been there when the Yankees have played. There's more Yankees fans. I've been there when the Cubs have played. More Cubs fans. I've been there when the Cardinals are playing. More Cardinals fans. It's crazy. You go there and there's more fans of the opposite team. So he takes a video of the stadium, and he has great seats behind home plate. Nobody was there. I think I saw some tumbleweeds rolling through the field. So, I mean, you don't get more small market than that when your team sucks and nobody's there, and Joey Votto just keeps, doing what Joey Votto does. But, yeah, he probably won't go anywhere. Same in Tampa. I agree with Carl Crawford, too. He was a franchise player, I guess the best you would have for the Tampa Bay Rays, but definitely Longoria. But, yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, honestly, I'm going to try to take my son Luca. We're going to try to catch a game. I think we're going to try to watch them play the Padres towards the end of August or September. I've never seen the Padres play before, and they're not anything. I could be wrong. They're not going to bring a lot of, I don't think, fans to Cincinnati. So it's going to probably be a pretty easy game just to get right in, get a great ticket behind home plate or up or down first base or third base side and watch. Because I like to see the Padres play. So, have either one of you all what's been your favorite baseball park experience? And who were the two teams that you saw play? If you all, I mean, this is assuming you all have at least been to one baseball game in your life. Who were the two teams that you saw play that was the most memorable experience? I got a third person in here watching, but nobody. He or she, I guess. Neither one has said anything, so I don't know who it is. But thanks for joining me, Victor, and Hitman. I appreciate it. I had somebody else, one or two other people pop in and out, but they didn't stay very long. Oh, this man's back. What's up? New York versus Boston at Fenway Park. Oh, I bet. Oh, man, I can only imagine, dude. Yes. Cards versus Reds. Yep. at the Old Bush Stadium. One of my favorite games was watching Greg Maddux and the Reds when Greg Maddux was with the Braves. He pitched almost his 300th win. I think it was like 298, 299, or it might have been his 300, but he didn't get the win. I can't remember, but it was like a really cool opportunity to watch him pitch that game. It was right around the 300 mark, and it was so cool to see Maddox pitch. I mean, it was amazing to watch the professor pitch. That's probably up there as one of my favorite baseball memories, is watching Greg Maddux pitch live and in color. Um, I got to see Ichiro play with the Reds last against the Reds. Hey, what's up, Snoop? What's up, man? So glad you joined. We were just talking about you not too long ago about your Raleigh Fingers collection with the awesome stash. Um, but yeah, I got to see Ichiro. He didn't play last year when he came with the Marlins. He was getting ready to play, and then they sent him back down on the bench. So that was like I was so excited that it was taken away from me, so that kind of sucked. That was a cool experience. I got to see Hideki Matsui in his rookie year come to the Reds, and he cranked a home run. That was pretty cool to see. He had just started playing with the Yankees, obviously in the spring, and it was like May or June when they did the interleague play, and Matsui came, and he still was like all the hoopla. And to see him crank a home run in his rookie year, that was pretty awesome. I noticed you have a hard time choosing one thing, Victor. Yes, sir. Really? All the stadiums are gone. Well, don't come to Cincinnati, dude. I don't want you to take away our ballpark here or in our area. Oh, you've been to Fenway. Okay, that hasn't been any. They're not going anywhere. About Smoltz. Yes, that is hilarious. Yeah, Smoltz, man. I would love to see Smoltz pitch. I may have seen Smoltz pitch in like 1992. I think my dad told me. We went to go see what was the old stadium in Braves? Was it something County Field? Back in Atlanta in like 90, 89 to 92. We went to go and I think my dad said Smoltz pitch, but I was just a kid. I don't remember. But I do remember Morgana. Do you all remember Morgana, the kissing bandit from the 80s? The blonde-headed woman with, let's just say, a very large presence. She was there, like, kissing everybody. And I remember that because she was, like, in the stands with the fans. And I remember that being more going on than, oh, yes, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, yes. And then this guy ends up, trying to, like, get with her, like a drunk guy. And he keeps, like, trying to put his hands on her. Yes. And the cops end up having to go and arrest the guy or escort him off out of the field. So I was so caught up in that that I didn't really watch the game a lot because I was like, this was going on. This woman's running around, grabbing mostly men, I assume, and giving them kisses and shaking and all that stuff. So I'm probably like a 12-year-old kid, so I was more focused on that than the actual game. But I remember my dad told me, I think he said it was either Smoltz or Glavin was pitching that game, but I honestly don't remember. I do remember Maddox pitching against the Reds when he got close to 300. So, let's see. Yes, you're right. That was the season that was the series that got Matsui going. Yeah, because honestly, outside of Ichiro, the only other I would think uh, was it fielder hitter is Matsui, who actually made any kind of impact in Major League Baseball. No other Japanese position player ever came over here. Otani it's yet to be seen, honestly. Like, as you all know, I'm a big Japanese, supporter of the MLB, when they come over here. But I've been underwhelmed with Otani so far. I'm still collecting this stuff, and I'm still going to be there, and I'm going to champion him as much as I can. But until I see more from him, I'm just kind of like he's kind of to me like a Matsuzaka or a Darvish some way. Like, I'm not really excited yet. He's good, but he's not great. And I thought Matsui was great. for sure. Yeah, you just said exactly what I said, Victor. You're right. I think people forget how good Matsui. Didn't he win a World Series? Like he won the World Series championship award, like World Series award. I mean, like he was the man. Yes. If he would have came over 10 years sooner and not stayed in Japan for 10, 12 years, yeah, Igawa K, yes. Actually, I've just been going through all my Japanese baseball cards. I got a bunch of new ones in the mail recently. Yes, there we go. World Series MVP. My mind couldn't figure. My mind was playing tricks on me. If you know anything about who was that? The Gravediggers. That was a song from them back in the 80s, early 90s. But anyways, yeah. So Matsuri was great. Keigawa, not so much. But yeah, I mean, But I was going through my Japanese baseball cards. I got a bunch of rookie cards of Irabu. Remember Irabu? Fat Toad? I got a bunch of his rookie cards in a trade recently, or as a care package from a friend. And I've got a bunch of Hasegawa, Shigetoshi Hasegawa. He was a pitcher for the Mariners. So anyways, but yeah, Matsuri, man, I mean, a lot of people don't give him as much credit as he deserved. But if he came over here 10 years ago, he would have killed it. He would have been like Ichiro, I think. Not as many hits probably, but he would have definitely been a Hall of Famer. But he came over so late, it was kind of too late. Yes. Oh my gosh. That scouting report was just a tad off, just a smidge off from reality. That is hilarious. Like he couldn't even carry Tom Glavitt's jockstrap. Like he couldn't even carry that. Like what were they thinking saying that? That's hilarious. Yes, that's what I was saying about Otani. Like, I know he's a better player than Matsuzaka Daisuke, but time will tell. And right now, him being injured and them being very protective of him, I don't think you can make the comparison that he's going to be the next great Japanese player or any just great rookie. Let's just take the Japanese part out of it and just say the next greatest rookie we have coming, because unfortunately he's kind of not done a whole lot. And that's just coming from a guy who wants to tout any Japanese player's great accomplishment. So yeah. I like Yu Darvish. I think that Yu Darvish, like a lot of Japanese pitchers, and I think we all can agree, comes out of the gate really strong. So when he first got here with the Rangers, it takes a lot of American baseball players, sometimes a couple years, to figure out a quality Japanese pitcher. But once they figure him out, sometimes they end up getting rocked, as you saw with what happened to with Darvish in the World Series last year with the Astros. They rocked him. I think I like Darvish, and I think he's definitely a top tier pitcher, even here in America. But as I think you all may already know this, but in Japan, the biggest thing with Japanese pitchers is they do not care about how many pitches you throw. And me living in Japan for so long, they will have those poor boys. We're talking about like our son's ages, or when you had a son, or if you had a son, or whatever, nephew, whatnot. That like 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. They start having them throw like hundreds of pitches. And think about that. From the time they're like 8, 9 years old, their arm obviously is not even developed yet. Throwing those many pitches, and then hundreds more as they hit high school, which high school in Japan baseball is like the World Series in America. I kid you not. High school baseball championship games are like everything stops for Japanese high school baseball. And those poor kids' arms are blown out before they even get to the MPB, the Nippon Professional Baseball League. They're like MLB. So then they pitch again, thousands and thousands of pitches over the course of a few years. And then they come to America, it's just over. Like their arms are shot. It's just nothing going to happen. Yeah, the Yuro ball from Darvish. Yes, I remember that. It's a slurve. Yeah, basically it's a slurve. Yeah, Tanaka, is it Masahiro Tanaka? Yeah. He's been Kuroda. Who was the Okajima were the Red Sox. He was solid for years too. Like I said, I mean, some of the pitchers come over here, they're solid. They're great additions and they do great work, but they're not what they're not they're not Tom Glavine. They're not the Tom Glavine of Japan. So yes, we accomplished that statement with Igawa. So yeah, unfortunately, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, and he was a lot more successful with the Yankees than he was with the Dodgers. Kuroda, you're right, for sure. So, but yeah, I think that he was good, but he wasn't as good as he was when he was with the Yankees. I agree. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't even think about Nomo hardly because he was like really big when I was kind of getting out of baseball. Like he came in like the mid to late '90s. I had already kind of moved on from baseball from like whatever he got here, like was it '95 ish, '96 I believe. Nomo showed up, and at that point I was in high school, and I definitely wasn't thinking about baseball cards as much or baseball in general. But yes, he threw those no-nos. I totally agree. It's funny how we forget all these Japanese players, and then someone brings up a day or no more, and everyone's from. Yes, that's so true. Good point. Yeah. Now I will say I got to see Nomo pitch when he came back with the Dodgers when his last tenure with them before he retired. So it was like 05 ish, I believe 04, and I got to see him pitch against the Reds. It was him and remember Kazuhisa Ishii, I think that's his name. They were both on the same team together, and I think they brought Nomo on to help be like a good counterpart and countryman for Ishii because he was supposed to be this next great thing, which he didn't turn out to be. Nomo was probably better than him in the twilight of his career than Ishii was as a rookie. But yeah, it was still cool to see Nomo pitch. Definitely cool. He did. He did throw it with the rest. Who was the other? Was it with the Brewers? He threw the other no-no. Was it? I think he was with the Brewers when he threw the other one. You're right with the Red Sox, as I'm sure you would know. I think I want to say he's with the Brewers when he threw the other one. It was like later in his career. People thought he was like pretty much done, and he kind of revamped himself for a couple of years and made himself relevant again. And I think it was the Brewers. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that honestly, if you go back and look at a lot of what Nomo did do, I mean, you could make a case that he should at least be considered on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. Maybe that's more just in my mind. But I mean, did he win a World Series? I thought he won a World Series. Maybe he didn't. But Detroit or Milwaukee, yeah, you're right. But I feel like, he was Rookie of the Year. He had the two no-nos. He had many successful seasons. I mean, his strikeouts must have been super high. I don't know. I've never really looked at Nomo's stats to really see what they compare to other people, other Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitchers. I mean, I know he's not the top tier, but when we're talking about people like Moose, and we were talking about earlier, I don't know. Are they comparable? Maybe not. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I don't know. I might have to look it up after we get off here and just see. I just was wondering. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Any other topics or anything else? I don't want anybody to be partying too late into the night. We got Lafayette lever cards over here. Anybody interested in a Lafayette lever card? I'm trying to do both. Look. Oh man, remember Vladi Divac? Moses Malone, Chris Mullen, Mookie Blaylock. Remember Mookie Blaylock? Oh, here we got. Oh, I didn't know I had this. I got an Irvin Johnson. Irvin. That's actually in pretty decent shape, shockingly. Irvin. Whoa, Steve. Fat lever, yes. What's up, Steve-O? Stevie. We're just talking baseball, and I was throwing in some 90s. Oh, remember Danny Ainge? Oh, there's another Irvin Johnson card. Anthony Hardaway, D. Brown. Remember, do you all remember Anthony Hardaway? Remember that like commercial he would do for I think his shoes or was it Sprite? What was he doing? With like the little bobblehead. What was that commercial? And it was always like, eat your pizza or have this drink. But it was like this little bobblehead character or something. I can't remember. So, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that until I saw that. That was definitely like a mid-90s thing. Because I remember that pretty regularly. Remember this guy? Oh my gosh, he had like this guy, Little Penny. Yeah, Penny was before Kobe, yes. You all want to know who had the best basketball name? What pro basketball player had the absolute best basketball name? Yes. Yes, my dad bought like, I don't know, a handful of Danny Ainge cards because he went from baseball to basketball rookie cards. I think he was like 81 Fleer. Was that right? 82 Fleer? I don't know. But like he had that 81 or I think it was Fleer or Don Russ. I can't remember which one. And Meta World Peace. No, and he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's like standing there just kind of like looking at his bat or something. And we had a whole bunch of those because we thought Danny Ainge was playing baseball and basketball. This card's gonna go skyrocket. So I remember being like, because I was like early '80s, so I was probably like 5 or 6. And I remember like having all his rookie cards like in the top loaders, waiting for it to like hit big. So to answer the question I posed a moment ago, who has the best basketball name? Who also was a pro basketball player? It was Kevin Dunkworth. Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, it's Duckworth. That's Duckworth. I'm an idiot. I can't read. Sorry. Well, I know we got a teacher in the audience with us, so I'm sorry about that, Steve. I thought it was Dunkworth. I was like, that's the perfect name. Oh, here we go. Remember this guy? Muggsy Bogues or Boggs? I think it depends on how you say it. I think Muggsy Bogues. I remember him, but his real name was Tyrone. Does anybody remember how tall Muggsy was? Can anybody remember how tall he was? Because I think, was it him or Spud Webb? Who was the shortest one? I want to say Spud Webb was shorter, but he's pretty short. Like, I'm a short guy. I'm 5'7", and he's well under 5'7" on this card. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. You see it? It's 5'3". 5'3" on this card. So it's kind of like Jose Altuve. Like he mentioned that he was like 5'5", or he was like 5'7", but then the word got out that actually he's more like 5'5" or whatnot. So then he just came clean and was like, yeah, I'm 5'5". Because guess what, Jose Altuve, he don't care. He could be 4'2" the way he plays. He's crushing it, so it doesn't matter. He's gonna be a future Hall of Famer the way he's going. Yeah, I'm gonna try to look it up. Oh, here we go. You might not like him, but you gotta respect him. Sir Charles. Sir Charles. By the way, guys, all these cards I'm showing are for trade. I'm trying to get rid of them. So I just thought, just while we're talking about whatever, I'm going to show some cards. I'm trying to get rid of a bunch of this stuff I got in a lot, which I don't want, from a Facebook thing. So if you see any cards you want, or if you collect a certain player, just let me know. We can work out something. Now, the only player that ever came from Indiana that was worth anything after Isaiah Thomas that played at NBA was Calbert Cheaney. Does anybody remember when Calbert Cheaney played? But I remember he was like a big deal around here because he went on to do a decent job, a serviceable job. Here's a name. He does. I agree. I kind of like the fact that he doesn't care, because I'm kind of like that. I try to keep myself in control, when I do videos and stuff. And I think some of you all probably see me pop up in your videos. And sometimes I say some things like Steve knows that's a little bit on the rails, but I try to keep it pretty classy, as Matt would say. But I do try to not get too off the thing. I kept pulling his rookie cards, yeah. Now, here's a name that's interesting. Bimbo, was that Cole? Cole? Yeah, Bimbo Coles. Bimbo. Remember Derek Coleman? Joe Dumars. I'm trying to see what else we have here. Oh, here's another Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge. I got a Joe Montana card got in here. We're talking about Notre Dame earlier. There's Joe Montana. Lawrence Taylor, another more Joe Montana. I got kind of. Whoa, what's going on? Yes, Derek Coleman was indeed. Some Dan Marino action. Oh, there we got some Barry Sanders. Oh, here's a members only club, or members choice. Sorry, not members only. Derek Coleman was supposed to. Oh, I didn't see that shoot. Sorry, I'm going to try to get back on that screen or that message. It's supposed to be a superstar, but guy. Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. But he was supposed to be a big deal. Yeah, I completely agree. This is a pretty early. This is probably an early card for Brett Favre. He probably was only in football for like a couple seasons, I guess. Let me look at this card. Yeah, 2 seasons it shows. I don't collect football or basketball. Like I said, these are just cards that were in a collection that I picked up for the baseball. So I'm trying to move it. So if you all see anything you want, keep me posted. Have your people call my people. Randall Cunningham. I mean, I know about these players, obviously, because I watch sports and I enjoy sports. But Barry Sanders, look at that. That's a cool card. Excuse me. Yeah, I agree, though. Another Dan Marino. Did the Dolphins ever win a championship with Marino as a player? Yeah. That would be weird. You're right. It was flipped. Here's everybody's favorite Laker. We all were talking earlier about no team loyalty. LeBron James is the epitome of no team loyalty. I'm not questioning his ability on the court. Obviously, that speaks for itself. But yeah, no champs. I didn't think so. I didn't think he had any championships, but I didn't want to speak out of turn. He was kind of like the Don Mattingly of football. He was one of the best quarterbacks in his time. Along with Montana and Elway, Phil Simms, I think. I mean, he was in that top group there with those guys, but he never won a championship, just like Mattingly. I got some Michael Jordans. I don't know if any of you all are Jordan collectors. Does anybody want to see any Jordan cards? I don't think any of these cards are worth any. I mean, they're not anything like magical. Does anybody have any interest in any Jordan cards? I got some Shaq cards too, if y'all like Shaq. Got some Larry Bird cards. These are all, like I said, mostly 90s. Reggie Miller. If y'all want to see any of that stuff, just let me know. Have your people call my people. Oh, I guess you probably have all these cards, I'm sure, but I'll show them real quick. There's only like a few. Look at that, somebody was it you, Victor? Somebody showed me some Mattingly Jordan cards. They have a collection of Jordan in other pictures and other cards, but it's not the Jordan card. The Jordan shows up in the card. So, yes, I have seen that video of Larry Bird. There's like a handful of videos of Larry Bird talking trash to all these other players. Like, I had no idea. Like, apparently this was like a thing going on for a while with him. I never knew that. It's cracked me up, like the stuff that he said. And then, like, I know Magic Johnson talks about it too. Magic Johnson talks about how Larry Bird would talk all this smack on the field or on the court. If you see anything, Victor, while we're talking that you want, then let me know. We can work out a trade or something. Because I'm definitely not married to any of these cards. I don't even know. I could be showing you a 5-cent card or a $50 card. I have no idea. So, I know Michael Jordan is like the Babe Ruth of basketball. I mean, obviously I'm not stupid, but I don't really keep up with any of his stuff. And, like I said, it is what it is. I'm not too concerned with, trying to keep it fair. Oh, yeah, I remember. You're right, Steve. I remember that video of him talking about that. Like, there were some other guys in there that spoke to that. I thought that was hilarious. That's hilarious. He said he just shows up and says who's coming in second. That was awesome. Sure, no problem. No problem, Victor. You do what you do, man. It's fine. I don't know if I'm gonna cause this video's going on for 2 hours. I don't think I'm gonna upload it. Like, I'll just delete it. There ain't nobody who's gonna spend 2 hours listening to me sweat and talk about baseball. So there's a yeah, you're right. You're right. He didn't even take off his warm-up shirt. That's some confidence, dude. Honestly, that's some confidence. I was watching a special with him and Magic Johnson a couple days ago. It was actually on YouTube. It's an hour long, an hour and a half long documentary. I think it was the 30 for 30. Those that ESPN did a couple years ago. I honestly did not know that towards the end of his career, like by the time he got around to playing for the USA Olympic team, he was basically not even able to play anymore. Like, his legs had given out on him, his back had given out. He was in like extreme pain and discomfort, and he like barely could, go up and down the court. And I had no idea about that. Apparently, it was kind of knowledge, like everybody knew. But obviously I wasn't a huge sports fan. I wasn't a huge fan of like following sports as much. So I remember I was surprised to hear that. Yeah, I think that was it. You're right. It's Miller time. In Indiana, Reggie Miller is kind of like the next thing, the big deal here. This Shaq card is bigger than all the other Shaq cards. I don't know what that means, but I put it next to all these other cards, and this card's actually a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can show you. Put it next to each other. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that, but this Shaq card behind that I just showed you is like bigger. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it was cut weird or what. It looks like it was cut okay. It doesn't look like it was too off. But this card's actually bigger than the other cards. It's weird. Here's some shine. Some shine. That's Shaquille O'Neal, finest, athletic finest. So we had some shine going on there just a moment ago. Yeah, that special on HBO with Magic and Bird was awesome. You're right. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that was it. It was. I found myself at the end actually kind of getting a little bit emotional because about the whole thing with, and if you all have seen it, and it's what it is. If you haven't seen it, it's not like it's not like I'm ruining anything. But it talked about how Larry Bird, when he found out that Magic had gotten AIDS, and he had that press conference, and then Larry Bird called him up, like how much that meant to him, and like being a friend and going through all the battles they went through from the time they were in college all the way through. I think they even said maybe high school, like they, it was like early, like their high school, college, and pro. But anyways, like it kind of got me right here in the old heartstrings when I heard that. I thought, wow, Like, they had been like big nemesis for so many years, and they grew to have a respect for each other and love each other. And then what happened with Magic and Larry Bird, like calling and was worried about him and not treating him any different than anybody else. I thought it was a really good thing. You could tell it really touched Magic Johnson. That was pretty cool. And I liked how Larry Bird would say that he liked Irvin, but he didn't really like Magic. He said he liked Irvin was his friend, but he respected Magic or something. But he didn't really want to be like he liked Magic, but he liked Irvin. I thought that was pretty cool. That kind of goes back to his whole like trash talking stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm gonna try to look at these comments if I can pull them up. Yeah, dunk tank. Yeah, that set. Yep. Yeah, I'm not. It doesn't take much now. Now that I'm a dad and been a dad obviously for years now, it doesn't take much for me to kind of get like when it comes to like sports and and like things that you share as a man, and not even if you have a kid or not, but just things that you can relate to, like two men talking about how they respect and love each other for whatever reason. Like it kind of like catches me off guard now, and I'm like always like, that's true. And yeah, when Magic Johnson said that about Larry Bird, like calling and checking on him and was like genuinely concerned, I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, it was definitely cool. It was a cool moment for sure. Yeah, things catch me differently now. Like I can't watch certain movies or TV shows without getting too emotional about stuff. I know that's like awful, but like it doesn't take much. I might feel like such a I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but not as manly as I guess the olden days. But yeah, certain things will catch me, like those like things like that. Field of Dreams, another one. When I watched it with my dad, I would always wonder why my dad get a little choked up, when he was watching it like in '89 when it first came out, like in '89 I was probably like 9, 10 years old, something like that. And I'd be like looking back and being like, sorry guys, I was so emotional I almost dropped the camera. Let's try this again. Oh, sorry guys. Can you see me? All right, sorry, that was me getting all emotional. But I remember like looking back and being like, Dad, like what's going on? Like why are you getting a little teary eyed up here? But now I completely understand. Like I dropped you. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop you. But now that I have a kid, like all the stuff with Field of Dreams, like seriously, like the whole throwing the baseball with your dad. Like, hey, you wanna, just wanna, what's the line? I'm messing up the line, but it's like, you want to go for a catch or something like that? I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm like a little baby about it, but that's true. And now I get it. But when my dad was doing it, I was always like, what in the world? Like, and he'd be like, I'm good. Like, what's, you see nothing here. There's no man behind the curtain here, and there's nothing to see here. So, but for sure. So, what is your all's favorite baseball movie? Do you all have a favorite or sports movie? It doesn't have to be baseball. What are some of y'all's favorite sports movies? Like a couple. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop anybody. Like I have this weird, like, because I have because I had a Steve problem. I'd gone so long, the battery's about ready to die. Apparently, so I had to put it in there, but now it's cockeyed. So now you see me on a slant, but hopefully it survives. Come on, Victor. You have to have at least one movie that you like. It'll be a secret between me and all of us here. So, Steve, you said Major League and Slapshot. Major League definitely is up there with me too. I don't know. I don't know. Field of Dreams, Major League. Trying to think of anything else that was a sports movie as a kid growing up. But those two for sure have a special place in my heart. I don't think I've ever seen Slapshot. I know it's a hockey movie. The Sandlot, I like Little Big League. Yeah, I like Little Big League. I like The Rookie. Oh, a movie I completely forgot about. Now I liked it more as I got into my teen and my early adults because I could relate to it. But has anybody ever seen the movie Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck when he goes to Japan and it has like Dennis Haysbert in it? That I love that movie, and it's like such indicative of like the experience for a foreigner in Japan. Like some of it was played up, but yes, it was definitely like a great movie. I love Mr. Baseball. Rudy. Rudy is my favorite football movie. Again, Notre Dame. But guess what? If you're an Indiana fan, Hoosiers is your favorite basketball movie of all time. And oh my gosh, Gene Hackman and Dennis Hopper, fantastic. Fantastic, those two guys. And I live in the area where they filmed that entire movie. I live right in the middle of that area. So at any given time, if anybody ever comes out to visit me in Indiana, I will take you on the Hoosier tour if you want to go to see all the basketball courts they filmed on. And it's like I'm like literally smack dab in like 2 or 3 courts that they filmed on. So it's really cool. But yeah, I love that. Oh, another baseball movie I loved as a kid growing up, or again, I might have been a little bit older, was A League of Their Own. Love that movie. And they filmed that movie also in southern Indiana, down by Evansville in Indiana. And my family worked on that film as like construction and extras and things. And that was cool for them to film that there in Indiana. And I liked that movie a lot. Tom Hanks was fantastic in that film. Rudy, Rudy. Yeah, I agree. That part with Hackman, yes, I agree. See again, 42. Hey, I want to ask you. I know Steve can speak to this. I don't know if you other guys have children, but I started watching 42 with my son, who is 9 years old. He'll be 10 this year, and I didn't really think about the subject matter of the language. And I'm not really saying the cussing, but with the N word and everything. And I was kind of like, after we started watching it, I kind of felt bad to be like, we got to stop watching it because it had just happened. Like it just kind of caught me off guard. And we just kind of went with it. And my son never said anything, and he didn't even it didn't seem like he picked up on it, even though surely he did because it was very evident the movie could have gets mentioned multiple times because of course what it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm such a horrible father. Like I just introduced my son to some of the most ugliest things in the world to say to somebody. But I didn't know if anybody else feels that way. Like, do you think, what? I will let my kid watch it. It's history, it's what really happened, or not. Like, I don't know. Does anybody else have any feelings about that? So I kind of was like, man, I don't know if I should do that. But it was already done. The ship sailed. So I had to kind of go along with it. So anyways, but yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, was that the best decision as a father to make that move? I think, I don't want to, yeah, I agree. Like, it's, like it was like, I struggle with it because, it's a fact, it's historical, it's what really happened. Like you said, it's an ugly truth of the thing. But I was trying to think I don't know if I want to be the one who introduces that to my kid. So, yeah, I just don't know. I just never figured it out yet. So I guess, like I said, it's a done deal now. It hasn't been mentioned or talked about. He didn't even bring it up now that I think about it really or at all. But I always think as a parent, do you make those calls? So anyways, well, guys, I'm going to head off of here. It's getting to be a little after 10 o'clock. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. It was great talking with everybody. I'm trying to remember the people who showed up. Thank you to Hitman, Matt, Steve, Isman, Victor, everybody, man. I really appreciate it. There's a few other Snoop popped in. So anyways, you all were great. Thanks for hanging out. Fun night, for sure. But I don't want to keep you all any later. All of us have to be responsible. Tomorrow as adults probably go to work or, whatever. So let's be responsible adults, unfortunately. But thanks again, guys. Take care and have a good rest of your evening, and we'll do this again sometime. Peace.